I was always the helpful one in the group. The one who stayed late after class to explain assignments. The one who broke things down slowly, shared notes, sent voice messages at 2 a.m. when someone was panicking before a test. I didn't mind. These were my friends. At least I thought they were. It started small. Can you show me how you did that? Bro, you explain it better than the lecturer. If I pass, it's because of you. That last one used to make me proud. We studied together almost every week. I taught them concepts I struggled to understand myself, rewrote explanations in simpler terms, even made little guides just so they wouldn't fall behind. When exams came, most of them did great. Better than great. Some of them topped the class. I barely passed. At first, I blamed myself. Maybe I spent too much time helping and not enough time studying. But then I started noticing things I hadn't wanted to see. The group chats were silent unless someone needed something. Messages went unanswered unless they included words like assignment, test, or deadline. When I suggested hanging out or just talking, there was always an excuse. Busy. Tired. Next time. But next time never came. The real wake-up call hit after finals. I overheard two of them talking about plans. Celebrating, internships, group trips. I was standing right there, and neither of them looked at me. One of them even said, laughing, honestly, if it wasn't for him explaining everything, I'd have failed. Then they walked away. No thank you. No invitation. No acknowledgement that I was more than a free resource. That night, I scrolled through our old chats. Hundreds of messages. Almost all of them were requests. Very few were questions about me. Almost none were just conversations. I realized something painful. They weren't my friends. They were students, and I was their unpaid tutor who mistook usefulness for belonging. So I stopped. The next semester, when messages came in, can you explain this real quick? I replied with, sorry, I'm busy. When they pushed, I stayed polite but firm. No notes. No guides. No late-night breakdowns. Some of them got distant fast. A few got annoyed. One even accused me of changing. They were right. I started focusing on myself. My own understanding. My own growth. And slowly, I found people who didn't only talk to me when they needed something. People who checked in, who listened, who didn't disappear when there was nothing to gain. It still hurts sometimes. Realizing that the loyalty I gave wasn't mutual. That the friendships I believed in were conditional. But I learned an important lesson the hard way. If people only value you when you're useful, they don't value you. They value what they can take. And I'm done being taken from. I didn't think college would be like this. Everyone said it would be the best years of your life. New friends, late-night laughs, unforgettable memories. Instead, I've become really good at walking across campus without being noticed. I'm an introvert. Not the quirky, mysterious kind, just the quiet kind. The kind who rehearses sentences in their head and still doesn't say them. The kind who sits in lecture halls surrounded by people yet feels completely alone. I go to class. I sit near the back. I take notes. When the lecture ends, everyone turns to someone, anyone, and starts talking. I pack my bag and leave. Every time. My phone is always silent. No group chats. No you coming? Texts. No missed calls. I tell myself I don't need friends. That I enjoy being alone. But that's a lie I repeat so it hurts less. I eat most meals alone. I've mastered the art of pretending to scroll while hoping no one notices I'm by myself. Sometimes I wear headphones with no music playing, just so it looks intentional. I tried joining a club once. Walked in, saw everyone already laughing like they'd known each other for years, and walked right back out. I stood outside the door for a full minute, heart racing, before convincing myself I didn't have time anyway. The worst part isn't the silence. It's watching everyone else live. Seeing photos of dorm parties, birthday dinners, study groups. Knowing I exist in the same space but a completely different world. I'm not angry at anyone. No one is being mean. No one is excluding me on purpose. I'm just forgettable, easy to overlook, like background noise. Sometimes I wonder if something is wrong with me. If I missed a class everyone else took on how to connect. Other times I think maybe this is just who I am, and that thought scares me the most. I don't want to be the loudest person in the room. I don't want dozens of friends. I just want one. Someone who would notice if I didn't show up. Someone who'd sit next to me without it feeling awkward. For now, it's just me, my classes, and the quiet walk back to my room every night that I keep hoping that someday someone will see me, and that I'll finally know what it feels like to belong.
I trusted him completely, until I didn't. I used to be that girl. The one who rolled her eyes when friends warned me. The one who said, no, you don't understand. He's not like that. The one who believed love, loyalty, and trust were enough. I never thought cheating would happen to me. My boyfriend and I had been together for almost 3 years. He was gentle, consistent, predictable in the best way. Morning good luck texts. Late night calls just to hear my voice. He knew my coffee order, my childhood fears, the exact way I liked to be held when I cried. He wasn't secretive. He didn't guard his phone. He introduced me to his friends, his family, his coworkers. He talked about our future like it was already written, moving in together, marriage, kids' names. That's why I never suspected a thing. The first crack wasn't dramatic. It was small, forgettable, a gut feeling I brushed off. He started being tired more often. Replies took longer, calls ended sooner. I told myself I was overthinking. Life gets busy. Love doesn't disappear overnight. Then one night, while he was in the shower, his phone buzzed. I wasn't snooping. I swear. It was just there. My name wasn't on the screen. It was a heart emoji and a message preview. I miss you already. I felt my chest tighten, but I still defended him in my own head. Maybe a cousin. Maybe a joke. Maybe I'm being crazy. But I opened it. I don't remember every word. Trauma blurs details. What I remember is how fast my hands started shaking. Photos, inside jokes, plans I thought were ours. He wasn't just cheating, he was living a second relationship. Telling her the same things he told me. Calling her beautiful the same way. Promising a future like I was interchangeable. When he came out of the bathroom, towel around his waist, humming like nothing in the world was wrong, I realized something terrifying. The man I loved didn't exist. Not really. He didn't deny it. That hurt more than if he had. He cried. He apologized. He said it didn't mean anything. He said he still loved me. He said he never meant to hurt me. But here's the truth no one talks about. Cheating isn't a mistake. It's a series of choices made while looking you in the eye and lying. What broke me wasn't just the betrayal. It was the loss of my certainty. I lost trust in him. Then in myself. I kept thinking, how did I not see it? Was I stupid? Was I not enough? It took a long time to understand this. Love doesn't fail because you weren't enough. It fails when someone chooses selfishness over honesty. I left. Not dramatically. Not with screaming or revenge. Just quietly, because staying would have meant betraying myself too. Sometimes the hardest lesson isn't that people cheat. It's realizing that even the ones you trust the most are still capable of choosing someone else. And you survive anyway.
I never thought my life could implode in a single sentence. You've been accused of rape. That's how the detective said it. Calm. Professional. Like he was telling me my car was parked illegally. Up until that moment, my biggest worries were rent, my job, and whether my mom would ever stop asking when I'd settle down. I was 26, working overtime, keeping my head down. I didn't party much. I didn't get into fights. I wasn't perfect, but I wasn't that guy. Apparently, someone decided I was. It was a coworker. We talked a few times. Lunch breaks. Jokes. Nothing flirty. Nothing private. One night after work, there was a small group hangout at a bar. I left early. I went home alone. I have receipts, literally. Uber logs, timestamps, security cameras in my apartment building. None of that mattered at first. By the next morning, my name was being whispered at work. HR put me on temporary leave. Friends stopped answering texts. One guy I'd known since high school blocked me without a word. My landlord hinted that this kind of attention isn't good for the building. I hadn't even been charged yet. Social media was worse. I didn't know how, but people found out. Vague posts started popping up. Believe survivors. If you know, you know. No name, but enough breadcrumbs that anyone who knew me could connect the dots. I stopped sleeping. Every knock at the door made my stomach drop. Every unknown number felt like the end. My parents were crushed. My dad couldn't look at me at first, not because he thought I did it, but because he was terrified. My mom cried and asked the same question over and over. Why would someone say this about you? I didn't have an answer. The accusation said I assaulted her after the bar. Except she posted Instagram stories that night. At home. With friends. Timestamped. Smiling. Laughing. The story fell apart fast. Asterisk if asterisk you bothered to look. But the damage was already done. It took months. Interviews. Lawyers. Thousands of dollars I didn't have. I sold my car. I maxed out credit cards. I learned very quickly that innocent until proven guilty is a slogan, not a shield. Finally, the truth caught up. Phone records. Location data. Witnesses. Contradictions in her statements. The case was dropped. Quietly. No apology. No announcement. Just a letter saying there would be no further action. She faced no consequences. I didn't get my job back. My reputation didn't magically repair itself. Some people still avoid me. Some still look at me like maybe I just got away with it. That's the part no one tells you. Being falsely accused doesn't end when you're cleared. It ends when you learn to live with the scar. I'm rebuilding now. Slowly. New job. New city. Smaller circle. I'm more careful. More guarded. I trust less. But I value truth more than ever. I believe real victims deserve justice. With my whole chest. But I also believe this. A lie that powerful can destroy a life just as completely as a crime. And if you've never been on the wrong end of it, you have no idea how close the ground can disappear beneath your feet.